With the COVID Committee of the Whole meeting to order for January 15th, 2024. I would like to recognize that we're on Treaty 5 territory, ancestral lands of the Nishnawbe Cree Nation, homeland to the Métis, and we're all treaty people. Next, I would like an approval of the agenda. Councillor Oberdorfer, Councillor Fitzpatrick, all in favor? Carried. Next, we have delegations. 4.1 is DJ Lawn Services Thompson and Fun Stuff Thompson for the second residential Christmas decorating contest. Dennis?
Hi there. Thanks for allowing me the time to speak. First off, I'll give you a little bit of a very brief background of the Fun Stuff Thompson. Basically, it's a group of 4 of us that are looking on getting our nonprofit status, and basically what we want to do is just create fun stuff for Thompson, whether it be activities for adults, kids, teenagers. To date, we've done Halloween parades, we've done a Christmas light parade, we've done a Christmas decorating contest, tug of wars. Basically just whenever there's a larger scale like Winterfest Canada, you kind of want to get involved and do as much as you can. This year, thanks to the City of Thompson for being one of our major sponsors, we were able to, on December 23rd, we drove around for about 5 hours, Santa, his elf, and the driver, and we visited about 40 different houses. I say 40, those are the ones we had registered. However, every time Santa saw a kid or a kid saw Santa, we definitely had to stop and wave and enhance the experience. And of course, when we did the home visits too, we actually came in, and it was really nice because a lot of families were planning their gingerbread housing baking and other kind of Christmas family activities for that time frame. So we showed up, we were always greeted with a lot of smiles. Again, thanks to the City of Thompson and Recreation Department, Sonia Wise, who's been a big help with this. Same with MKO, DJ Lawn Services. The reason why we operated under the DJ Lawn Services is because as our Fun Stuff Thompson, we don't have the corporation set yet. So to keep any donations proper, we wanted to make sure we have proper channels to go through so that there's a paper trail for everything. Here. Yeah, so basically we did, there was 37 homes. Looks like we stopped at about 50 of them. The way we arranged our prizes is we didn't just give it to the top few, we did the top 10, but we also had picks for people in the middle and then even on the bottom of it. Real understanding that sometimes Christmas decorations are very expensive. So the prizes that we had was all more Christmas decorations. So there's no cash prizes or anything like that. So we basically wanted to encourage people to get into the festive spirit for the following year. And in doing that, we actually saw a lot of the people that entered last year put up the new decorations they thought that they had won. So whether you were in the top 5 or the bottom 5, we did a really good job of mixing it up on who thought what. And then with that, we even catered to what they already had set up. So if somebody had a lot of homemade stuff, well, we know they didn't like the blow up, so we'd give them some lights and stuff like that to kind of enhance their setup. So we will be obviously pushing forward again towards this season for 2024. We're going to do it again. And we got a couple other fun activities. So again, I just wanted to come here and let you guys know that once they thank you to Sonia. The reason why we do this is it's community pride, it's engagement with everybody, young or old. And realistically, we just want to light up Thompson every Christmas. And I've got memories, and some of you will remember that we used to do the calm air drive around, fly arounds, and we'd see the lights. So you'd go around one way where one side of the plane to be able to see, and then you do the other side. So I'm hoping that one day we can get as many people back into that Christmas spirit with the decorating that we can maybe do something like that. One of the things that we're looking at offering next year is we're going to see about doing either van tours or bus tours on one of the 2 weekends before Christmas. So that way people who don't have vehicles and they want to go visit all the different places to do that. So it was a lot of fun. Again, with the Fun Stuff Thompson, everything you want to do is fun. And if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to.
Any comments? Yeah.
Thanks, Marissa. No, I just want to say thanks, Dennis. It's good to have like a positive thing, and it's hard work to put on stuff and do stuff and make it fun and stuff. So I appreciate it. There's always good comments about all of the events, whether it's just your Christmas one. I mean, I've never seen so many people say so many positive things about your Halloween event and all of your events. So hope that you continue to do it. And it's nice to see you come here and say, no, thank you to Rec and thank you to the city, because oftentimes we don't do that. And we don't hear that very much. So I appreciate that. And definitely I appreciate all the stuff that you and your group do, because I think it makes a difference. And there's always good positive feedback. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councilor Overdover.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I also just wanted to, kind of echo Deputy Mayor Valentino's comments. Lots of great things said about the things you guys have been doing, and it's really nice to see a group of individuals in the community come together and try to like put some good things, right? We don't have enough of that, I think, in our community, and it's nice to see people trying to bring up not just the Christmas spirit, but just sort of that spirit like all year round, and we need more of that in our community. So thank you. Keep up the good work.
I will, if you, one of the really great things that happened this year, with a combination of doing this Christmas thing and with the Halloween, is I've actually had the opportunity to engage with a couple of young teenagers who have never seen the side of it, of the event hosting and organizing, and have since, have given me the contact information where anytime we're doing anything, they want to be involved to help. And one of them is a young boy who, is from Vietnam, and when we did the Halloween thing, it was his first ever opportunity to experience Halloween, and we invited him onto our great float and got him involved and stuff like that. And ever since then, they live across the street from me. They always yell out when they see, when are we doing something else, and they want to get involved. So it was really nice to see people who are not just from Thompson, but not from our country, who are seeing these kind of things, getting engaged, and now want to be what I hope to be the next generation of people who are doing these kind of events. And I know it's not a major thing, but I mean, realistically, it's fun for the sake of being fun. And that's all that we want. So it's not stressful. The whole process has been just absolutely wonderful. Dealing with the city, dealing with the public, and local businesses too, are very much supportive. So again, I just want to say thank you to the city. We appreciate positive feedback and of course the encouragement. We're hoping to do a lot more of this for 2024.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Dennis. And I do agree, it would be nice to have the bus tours going around. I know, when we had the McCready Light School, they would bring some bus tours as the seniors and that was always popular. So even just getting people out to look at the Christmas lights, I know there was a lot more people driving around this year when we did it. So, thank you for all your hard work and, keep up the good work. Okay, next we're gonna go to community comments and feedback.
Ron Matichuk, 20 Ash Street. I am looking tonight for some supporting documentation on two checks in the check register. First one is 00-36512 to the CIBC, and it has a note that it's for Visa in the amount of $14,164.63. Would it be possible to get the supporting documents for that?
If we don't have it tonight, we can have it for the next meeting, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay, and your second one, sir?
The second one is 00-36330, written out to Colleen Smook in the amount of $828 even. Whatever there is for supporting documents on that.
We'll give you the documents. I can tell you which for travel, but yeah, we'll get you the
Thanks.
exact thing. Anthony?
There was a question last week about the pool tender closing. The pool tender was scheduled to close this Friday, but because of a request for information that went out, the closing date has now been pushed to Tuesday, January 23rd, 2 p.m. at City Hall.
Okay. Okay. Any other comments, community feedback? Third time, any more comments? Thank you. Seeing that, we shall move on. We're going to go to reports. First is a public safety report. Public safety, PFPS. Steve?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. What we'll do is, instead of going to the report particular, we'll jump into our, annual stats. On the second bullet, and I'll draw your attention to page 15 for the year-end stats for December of 2023. So basically, on the fire response for the month of December, we had 42 responses. Year-to-date was 520, year-to-date 2022 was 554, with a decrease of just over 6%. The ambulance calls, for the current month, we had a very busy month of 718 calls. Year-to-date was 8,514, which previously, the year prior was 7,972. So we had an increase on the EMS side of roughly 6.8%. Pardon me, on the inspections for the current month of December of 2023, we had 7. Year-to-date was 18, and year-to-date for 2022 are relatively the same, no change. And on the pit inspections, we had 0 new, year-to-date was 24, over a year-to-date of 2022 to 35, but renewals, we saw an increase simply because people just doing the due diligence and having their fire pits re-inspected on the unrequired time. There's no
That's it,
questions,
sir?
just move right on.
Okay, and just so you notice, my iPad, I've had to go back to it, and I missed Sonia's report, so that's finished off with Steve's. Any questions, comments? Councilor Wong.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Steve, for the report. I noticed there's a few numbers not matching, so is it maybe is typo? When you look at the fire report, the December amount, the fire response, you showed $50,000 year to date, but the previous month is over $8 million, so maybe there's a typo update.
I haven't, that's correct, Councilor Wong. I'm under the strong assumption that it is in fact a typo. I wasn't able to speak with the clerk.
But you just a few, so.
But I can certainly have it clarified from the next.
But you just a few, so hopefully you can get those updated, so
Yes.
eventually we all get, besides there's almost, the ambulance response as well, the inspection responding as well. Okay, appreciate that, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anthony.
Yeah, I think the chief still hasn't had a chance to go through his station report.
No.
So I recommend allowing him to do his station report.
On the station report, so right now, as of today, we have 21 of 24 fire paramedic positions filled within the department. Currently, there's no candidates on the short list. We're currently working with our HR to post postings on the national website. And of course, we had a 4th paramedic at the time of writing this report that resigned, and he will be finished with TFES on the 22nd of January. We also have 1 paramedic returning the 21st of this month from maternity leave, and we also have currently a 5th firefighter off on paternity, and he'll be returning sometime mid to late fall. With respect to the table below, again, it's the increase decrease in percentages of year dates over 2022 and 2023. Self-explanatory, but drawing your attention to the double trips. So the double trips right now is where we have both ambulances simultaneously attending to calls in our community and surrounding areas. Maybe 3, if not sometimes 4 ambulances, utilizing all our resources. Keeping in mind that the 3rd and 4th ambulances are strictly covered with overtime costs. So from 2022, we had 3,714 double trips. In 2023, we had 4,251 with an increase of 14.5%, which highlights the need not only for resources from shared health side with respect to more ambulances, but also the increase in our staffing numbers as well. The 2024 license application has been approved by the Minister of Health, Senior Long-Term Care under the authority of the Emergency Medical Response to Stretcher Transportation Act, through the licensing and compliance branch. Our license now is valid until the end of this fiscal year, December 31st, which is great to have. So no more provisional licenses. And of course, on a good report, Captain Friesen and his wife, gave birth to a baby boy in late December, so both mom and baby are doing very well. Thank you. If there's any other questions, that's my report for this evening. Thank you.
Any questions? Comments? Anthony.
The chiefs made me aware that, the city of Winnipeg and other fire services are targeting our members to recruit. So we're likely gonna face a shortage coming up in the next few months. I don't believe there's too many more, in the pipeline to fill that. So I'd recommend that council be sending letters to the Minister of Health as well as the minister or the, head of shared health, requesting once again to meet on the SPA, the service purchase agreement, because to date, they've still not met with us. They've sent the letter previously seen by council to have paramedic only positions provided. But we really have to push on having those negotiations so that our service is sustainable. So that would just be my recommendation that, we can see if we can set up a meeting with those two entities as soon as possible. Just face the pressures that the department's facing in these double trips and whatnot.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, thank you. Oh, Earl, sorry.
Just a little comment on that, you're targeting our staff, why are we targeting their staff?
We could try. There's, we found a lot of the firefighters like to come up, get a lot of experience here, but in the end, like going to bigger cities, for the most part. But we've asked the cities in the past, we've had meetings to please not target our firefighters, but, there's such a shortage across the province and all the allied health fields that it's become a bit of a free for all where everyone's in competition, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Sonia.
So the public safety department, is continuing to be busy. We're not as busy as we are during the summer months. So there's a lot of extra time now for them to be able to go over the bylaws and updating the files. The manager of the department has retired in October. We have done some interviews last week for that position, and we're going to be continuing it tomorrow for a few more tomorrow. So we're hoping to have that position filled in the next couple of weeks. In the interim, I'm filling that role. So just a little bit of an overview for the taxi. We've had 18 requests from the RCMP to download video from the cameras. That's for just for investigations or whatnot that they might be doing. So the RCMP is the only organization that can ask for video to be downloaded with respect to criminal investigation. However, we can download the video at the request of the taxi owner if they've had a vehicle accident, and then they need that video for proof for NPI. So we will download it for them. They would just provide the USB drive for us to do that. We've also increased the size of the SD card from 128 gigabytes to 256, which allows us to have 4 to 6 weeks of record footage. Video that is older than the 2 weeks is of lesser quality, so the images are pixelated and they're just harder to see. So I'm not too familiar on the frames per second and all that. I don't have a lot to do with that, but apparently it's going to help increase the quality of the images that we were looking at moving forward. So it's just easier for the RCMP to be able to see things when they're doing their when they request video footage to be taken off. We've also installed all the video or the audio into all the taxi cabs. So that is again very beneficial when the RCMP are asking for footage to be taken off if they're doing an investigation. We're working currently with a taxi operator who's interested in purchasing a limo license. We do have one limo license with the city of Thompson, and it was owned by a previous operator, and it was given back to the city because that limo was not been in use for many years. So there's just a few things questions that they have relating to the fees and fines. So we're going to be working with them through that and possibly bringing some things to council for possible amendment to the bylaw. We've also created a new accessibility taxi course. This is new. We've never had an accessibility taxi course before. So the course is created, it's ready. We're hoping to have some courses come up in the next few weeks to offer it to the drivers that are driving the accessible taxi cabs, so they know how to properly secure people that are in wheelchairs or people with disabilities into the vehicle. That course can also be offered to any other organization that has vehicles that have wheelchair accessibility. So we're gonna hopefully send a letter out in the next coming weeks to those organizations, to offer them to be able to come to that course as well. And one taxi company is installed a new software program into their taxi cab. So it's kind of similar to what you would have if you ordered an Uber or something, or in Winnipeg, and you can see where the car is, to see how far they are from your residence. So one company has installed that into their system. So I haven't looked at it, and I know the license inspector, he hasn't had a chance to look at it yet, but apparently it's up and running. We currently filled in October, because I haven't given a report in a bit, but in October we filled the bylaw position. So we currently have a full complement in the inspection department for bylaw and controlling licensing inspector. Our stats from the whole year, as you can see, they're pretty consistent. Our citizen complaints, they're all kind of average in the high 30s. So that's a lot of calls for people calling in saying your pet's running at large. So those complaints are, or if the dog is in somebody else's property, or if the dog is over defecating in somebody else's property or whatnot. So those are kind of what those complaints would be. Our impounds are down a little bit. Our dog's running at large. Again, we get calls, but if we can't catch them, we don't keep track of, well, it would be in the 31, but it wouldn't be if dogs are at large unless we caught them. And for the year, for 2023, we had 287 dogs registered and 34 cats. And I believe that's, I don't have the 2022 as a comparison on here, but I believe it's roughly about the same as what we had. We're always around the same, around 30 to 35 cats. We know that there's many more than 30, 35 cats in the city. We just have to come up with a better initiative to be able to kind of get these pets registered. I would really like to be able to put it online so people can register pets online. I know other municipalities do that, so I'm hoping through possibly our Active Net program that we have at the recreation center, I'm going to think we're able to incorporate that into that over the next couple of months. And our bylaw statistics, same thing. Our numbers are pretty much consistent throughout the whole year. Our handicap parking and our parking on the street, they are consistent. And I mean, we do put out a lot of notices on our Facebook page, on all of our social medias, reminding people. But and they are new people. These are not the same people that are doing it, but people continuously still park at handicap spots throughout the city. And that's their report. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Duncan, Councilor Warren?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Director Weissman. Report. One thing that kept my eyes regarding the SD card. Is there any reason they only use 256 gigabyte? Because I believe there's out the market, there's a way bigger memory for those kind of, unless it's the device capacity that you're not able to use a bigger memory card for that.
I would have to check on that, because the system, again, going from 128 to 256, I'd have to see, like you said, if it's the capacity that can hold anything bigger than that. I'm not too sure, but I can get that information.
I'm pretty sure I missed the device, otherwise. Anyway, sorry, Madam, I have one more question about the shelter. Is that back to normal now? Are we back to the Humane Society, or are we still using the CD?
We're back to the Humane Society now. Yeah, they have the opening of December there, but yeah, we're back at the Humane Society.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Also, over.
I just had a question about the stats that's for the dogs running at large in February. It says 71, which is a lot higher than the rest. I'm just wondering if it's a typo or if that's actually how many we had at large in that month.
I will have to check.
Just seems like an extreme difference. So
Yeah. Especially for February, it's a pretty cold month, so yeah, you're right, it's a big difference, yeah.
thank you.
Anyone else? Councilor Coleman.
My question is about bylaw. Garbage and recycling. Is that just for the residential garbage?
Yes,
Okay, what about the commercials? A few years ago, the city brought in a bylaw that your garbage can is supposed to be covered on 3 sides. There's too many that's not these days. So I don't know if we're gonna keep track of that or enforce it or take it off. But I would like to see some action there. Thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else? Thank you very much for your report. Next, we're going to number 7, finance. 7.1 is a review of the check registers May to October 2023. Lynn?
Thank you, Mayor. So the check registers are before you. I apologize that it's taken so long to get them to you, but I was running into some balancing issues with the checks that we do send to the government that go by EFT transfers, so they don't show in the check register, but the total amounts that are on the stuff before you this evening is the correct amount.
Council, any comments, questions? Council Wong?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I believe this is up to October, right? So my question to you is like, so right now we have to get the financial done by 2023. At the same time, we gotta do a 2024 budget. So do you find a significant challenge at this time?
We're challenged, yes, but we anticipate that both Gail and I are working diligently to get the 2023 figures balanced by the end of this month so that we can set the operating budget in a timely manner.
Can I just continue? So does that mean pretty soon we will have a chance to look into the new budget then,
Yes,
which is start from next month?
yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Any more comments? Thank you very much. Next, we're going to go to number 8, recreation. A letter from Thompson Seniors Community Resource Council requesting to use the TRCC multi-purpose room for free. For the administration.
Yes, we received this letter from the Thompson Community Resource Council requesting to use the multi-purpose room when it's not in use. I would suggest it probably would be a budget discussion. And then we can really work for budget. In place right now, currently, the NPR room is not used a lot during the daytime. I said in my memo, a lot of people as well, who do come in and they notice that other spaces are not being rented at that time. They have so there would be a cost associated with allowing the seniors group to use the recreational or the multi-purpose room. Even though again, like I said, it's not used a lot during the day or when we have big meetings and conferences and stuff, sometimes they would rent it. But there would be a cost for the staff to have to go in. They're not my staff that would have to go in and set the tables and chairs up, but there would be a cost for them to do that.
So you're saying it would be a cost to staff? We don't already have staff that are working that would put it up and down.
Correct. Right now, currently, the staff that are at the TRCC is the custodians that set things up. So right now, the seniors use the lobby. So in the morning when the custodian goes in, they clear out all the chairs and tables that are in the lobby. They clean the floors. And when they put the chairs and tables back, instead of putting them back in our normal spot, they just kind of put them in a corner and set it up for the seniors. So it's not something that's extra on their plate to do because they're already putting those tables and chairs back. So if the seniors were to use the multi-purpose room, we would have to have staff to go in and set those tables and chairs up. We would have to have somebody go in and take them down if the place is booked and they need it. So that would be over and above what the staff would be doing from the regular, it's an extra task for them to do.
Okay. Councilor Wong.
Thank you, Madam. Just a quick question about that setup. So is there going to be a problem? Let's say they manage to get the volunteer to do the setup for themselves, even they use the multi-purpose room. Will not cost the extra work of the this TRCC staff. Would it be a problem? if they would manage to get a volunteer or someone willing to do that for them.
On my side, there wouldn't be. I don't see any reason, the only thing would be is if other people saw them using it and then they would want to use other spaces that are not being used. So in the evening, sometimes there's a lot of people who have meetings in the lobby area. They don't rent our spaces to have their meetings. So we have been asked, hey, can I use the very next boardroom because it's not being used? And they wanted to bring in over 6 or 7 people, we would say, no, sorry, you can't, you have to rent it. So that would be the only difference, is that individuals or organizations see that spaces aren't being rented, and they wait to the last minute to see that it's not rented, and then they want to use it, but being told no one.
Okay, continue. My intention is not about that. My intention is like, I like to help the city. I just try to find an alternative to helping them, not about the charging and the cost. I understand we have a fees and fine in place. That's why the second item there is, they have to clean up after that and put it back together. So that's why I kind of think outside the box. Is that possible for a different alternative? So they will be able to use it, and at the same time it's not costing them. So that's the only objective, reason that I'm asking that question.
The tables and chairs are currently in that room as well, so it's not that staff would not have to take the tables and chairs out to put them into the Mary Suite or into the NPR room. We do keep tables and chairs in that space because when people do rent it, 5 tables and 25 chairs are included in the rental. So we always keep them in the space. So staff would not have to go to another room and get the tables and chairs to them, and they're already in the space.
You're okay, Doctor? Deputy Mayor?
Thanks, Commissioner. Yeah, I'm assuming the tournament room's too small.
Yes,
Is it?
there's a lot of seniors that show, which is, I mean, I love seeing them there. They're quite often, and there's a lot, and it seems that their numbers are getting bigger. They do also use the UCN because they like the chairs at UCN. So you'll see a portion of the seniors will be on UCN side and some will be on the TRC side because of the chairs.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it has to come back to budget. Yeah, that's a tough one because I see it being a precedent setting a little bit, because if, a bunch of moms are down there with their kids and then they want to use it for an hour and they'll clean up and then it's somebody else. So, yeah, this is a tough one to figure something out that we can help them, but also be willing to have that conversation if others come forward. So I think for me, I'd like to see it at budget first.
Okay, anyone else? Councilor Colburn?
Well, I've been down there last year, seeing things. I don't see any extra expense for this. Right? There's ways which can be done, but more expensive to us. Right, by the way. Can't say nothing, though. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Fitzpatrick?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to help out the seniors here and, like they said in their letter, I mean, if the room is booked, they'll go in the lobby, whatever, but if it's not being used, and if they're willing to set up tables and chairs and take them down themselves, I don't see why we can't help out our seniors. I mean, it's, nice to see them there, and you're right, there's getting to be more and more all the time. I see them every Tuesday. I think we need to help them out.
Thank you. Anyone else? So I fear that we sort of want to help them, but we do think it's a budget process. Am I right? Hearing that from everybody by a show of hands? Opposed? That want to do something else?
Just give it to them.
No, we have to have an agreement with everybody in order to do that. We have to have.
I wonder how much budget could do that. I didn't.
Excuse me.
Well,
Could I ask another question?
pardon?
Could I ask another question? Sonia, what's the cost of the room?
To rent the room,
Yeah, for an hour or whatever it is.
don't hold me, but I think it's somewhere around $41 with taxes,
Okay,
somewhere around there, 41.
okay, so we'll say $4 to $5 an hour, just whatever. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
So if we are gonna go that route, though, I think we would have to have some kind of a formal agreement with them. Because we have to have something so that we don't have a next group 2 weeks from now and then another group 2 weeks after that. So we would have to have some kind of an agreement with the seniors for that room. Not just a memo and a letter and stuff like, I'd like to see it a little more formalized, just to, you know, set a precedent properly with a proper process that we're following.
Think we need more.
and. Thompson.
Sorry, just a quick question. You said $41 for 1 hour usage?
I believe so. I have to check the fees and fines.
So if I pay the $41, problem solved, right? That means they don't have to worry about
Well,
the.
they're there more than an hour, but yeah. They are there more than.
I'm just kind of like, I try to see the rates are alternative, like, you know what I mean, like.
Well, why can't we give it to them? And then write off $41 or 2 hours use a day and take it as a donation on our books? Then it's not caught, and then they're paying, but then we get the write-off. You know, and that's because being a businessman, I can see that little promotion.
But again, then we could have 10 organizations coming to us and asking us to do that,
Do the
so.
same thing.
Well, we've been doing this
We
for,
have some suggestions.
Yeah, I think that's why it was recommended it could go to a budget discussion, but if council wants to go a different direction, that's your discussion, it's your decision. So we look to council for direction on this.
Sure.
Thank you, man. We'd like to know how many times a week they're gonna use and how, 1 hour do they use?
1 day a week.
It would be on Tuesdays.
So that means 52 times they use in a year?
Yeah, I would say, yes.
Okay, so we calculate the cost.
Give or take, I would do like, yeah.
Okay, very good.
Councilor McCarthy.
Madam Mayor. How about the people the ones that volunteer and pay for it? You know what I mean? The ones that don't come. Just say. Like, we're always there for the elders, and that, right? And like, when we went to the Christmas, there's over 120 of the blocks. And they're just getting bigger. I have one going too that I volunteer to, and there's about 40 there. They're getting bigger every meeting we go to. Thank you.
I think we're okay. It's not like we're just throwing them out of the TRCC altogether.
No.
So I think if, you know, we can have these discussions when we all get together in budget time and we'll go from there. At this time, I think if they stay where they are for the next month, then we should have something to do. Okay, is that okay with everybody? Bids are noted. Okay. With that, call for adjournment. Councilor Fitzpatrick. Councilor Copeland, all in favor? That weather up there, that wind is nasty. It's very hard to see children crossing the roads, not pressing buttons. These,